What's up, everybody? It's your main man, Killer B, the goddamn Rich Rider General. You got a witch, I'll burn it behinds up. Let's go. I want to do this video out here. Ketanji, or whatever, Brown Jackson, right? She's been nominated as the new Supreme Court judge, right? So, I don't know too much about all that stuff, right? But what I do know is that what she did, she shouldn't have did, right? So let's read this article. It says some conservatives confuse Black Israelite sect in labeling Ketanji Brown Jackson as soft on anti-Semitism, right? I wouldn't say she's soft on anti-Semitism, but what I will say, she ran her mouth and didn't know what she was talking about. She didn't know who she was talking about, right? Now, let's read this article here. Ketanji Brown Jackson just asked to describe a case she tried as a judge that moved her. She cited one that involves a black sect with a base in Israel, one that Israel's foreign ministry has credited with enhancing its public diplomacy. They're trying to get them niggas out of here. That didn't stop from conservatives on Twitter from claiming erroneously that Jackson had embraced an anti-Semitic cult. She did. They cited a conservative website that ran a brief clip without context suggesting she was referring to a separate anti-Semitic sect. President Joe Biden's nominee to the Supreme Court during her third day of her Senate confirmation hearing came under friendly questioning from Senator Dianne Feinstein, who is Jewish. Feinstein said she would better understand how Jackson would function as a Supreme Court justice if she described the case that moved her, right? Jackson chose a trademark infringement case. She tried, see what she tried to do? She tried to fucking, what do you call it? What else? Like playing the violin and shit to the Jewish lady and shit, right? But she didn't know what she was talking about. She didn't know what she was talking about, right? So she went and ran her mouth, said Jackson chose a trademark infringement case she tried in 2016 that demonstrated to her the personal impact of laws that otherwise seem dry and technical. A former member of the African Hebrew Israelite community had taken over one of, says the former member, okay, the former member of the African Hebrew Israelite community had taken over one of the sect's Everlasting Life vegan restaurants in Washington, D.C. area, and the sect sued him for trademark infringement. Jackson ruled for the sect, and in her Senate testimony, she dried the pain she perceived among its members at seeing the name of their restaurant and its recipes wrestled from the sect's control. Now, this is the guy that left the cult, right? So I would like to talk to this guy if I could get a hold of him, right? If you're watching this, homeboy, get Killer B, what's trying to general, come on, right? Now, she ruled for the sect. I don't got no issue with that. I have no issue with her ruling that the sect should own the trademark name for the company, right? So I don't have no problem with that. That's justice. That's what we hear. This is what America all about, right? They all knew each other, and the testimony about what it meant to them to have one of their members ejected in this way and then have him turn on them was very, very moving in the courtroom, Jackson said. So even though we were talking about this kind of arcane area of the law, it was real circumstances that were happening. Now, I want to say this. Shout out to her channel name is Extra, and I believe it's ECSTRAH. She's a singer, right? I forgot what her singing name goes by. I apologize. I forgot. And she got a music video. She met the Yahweh, the new Yahweh Ben Yahweh dude. Remember the one I did the video and show how all his marketing schemes and stuff to make it look like he's doing all this? She said she met him, and she wished she would have saw that video before she met him, right? Now, shout out to her. Y'all go check out her channel. So she's a singer, upcoming Puerto Rican singer and stuff. So I can support her because she left that nigga behind, right? But let's go. Now, what I was going to say, too, that this man was a cook and everything, right? So what the code do, and I told her this yesterday. I said, you lucky you didn't get involved too much in him, because what he saw your talent and would have drained your talent dry. They would have used you to the well ran dry, then got rid of you. Right? And take everything that you own. Just like these rappers that are in these groups, the cult owns all the rights to their music. Look at Bezalel and stuff, did all this stuff and whatnot, and they want to take control of everything. Take control of people's businesses that they start. They want the cult involved with their own personal businesses and everything. See? So that's probably what the thing was over on this. Right? Let me keep reading. It was Jackson's warm descriptions of the sect that outraged segments of the conservative Twitter town hall. A far-right website extracted 21 seconds of her testimony, posted on Twitter saying only Judge Jackson just mentioned the African Hebrew Israelites, calling them a cultural community around healthy living. Bullshit. And let me tell you about this healthy living. They do that healthy living because it's cheaper. They do it because it's cheaper. And what they do, they take into all these people money and they give them the least amount of food, resources to live, so they can keep all the bread in their pocket. That's gain. That's gain. You just give them a little bit, you can eat this and stuff, and you keep on going. Just like Yahweh Ben Yahweh was doing, making people get food stamps and stuff, right? And then turning the food stamps over to them. And then with that, they buying beans and lentils, cheap shit, to feed the people and shit. And say this is what the Most High say how we should eat. Know what I'm saying? But let's go. A number of tweeters immediately seized on the abbreviated town hall post suggest that Jackson was soft-pedaling a separate radical group that had been labeled a hate group by the Anti-Defamation League and the Southern Poverty Law Center. A member of the offshoot was involved in the Delhi 2019 shooting at a kosher supermarket in New Jersey. A member of the offshoot, they were a member of the Israelite Church of God of Jesus Christ, and probably when it was called UPK, but not Ben Amin's group, the Kingdom of Yah, right? Among those amplifying the error, the criticism with Ben Dominic, a co-founder of The Federalist, a conservative news and opinion site, Greg Price, a conservative political strategist, and Twitchy, a conservative news site. Dominic alone had over 176,000 followers. The African Hebrew Israelite group. And the case Jackson tried has nothing to do with the anti-Semitic lawsuits. Bullshit. Although they share root in the 19th century movement in which some black embraced Judaism or aspects of it. And this is total bullshit. Now, they gonna prove to me that they wrong, that this article is false. The group Jackson referred to maintains communities in 3 towns in southern Israel, descendant from a number of African Americans who arrived in Israel from Chicago to Liberia. Now, y'all saw the video I did about a few months ago. I showed how Ben funded his people to go into Liberia and from Liberia and into Israel, right? They was stealing, counterfeiting credit cards. They were counterfeiting passports. They were counterfeiting. They were stealing airline tickets. The FBI raided, and I think they arrested 30 something of them, I believe, along with VCR recorders, VHS players and stuff, because they need all that shit to push their propaganda, and they make their videos and pass it around and all that stuff, right? So that's how they funded to go over there. Now, they went over there and made an ice cream shop or whatever. It didn't work out, and they got moved up out of there, and they made their way to the Mona Israel, right? So, hey, how you doing? All right. That little dog will get me one day. All right, from Chicago to Liberia in the late 1960s, in the community's first years, relations with the Israeli authorities were tense, but the community eventually integrated into the country. Israel's foreign ministry dedicated a webpage to the group and says, today, community spokespersons are effective contributors to the national public relations effort, speaking to audiences on behalf of the state of Israel. Now, What the state of Israel don't really realize either, that they plan on occupying their country that they're in charge of right now, and one day killing all of them. They don't believe in sharing the so-called kingdom of God and shit with them. They believe that they are imposters. They do not believe that they are actual Israel. They believe that they're not, that the white Jews that are in Israel today are not descendants of the nation of Israel, but they are, right? And I've done other videos where there's been rape, there's been murder, there's been fucking pedophile shit. If I'm not mistaken, I gotta do a video on it, but I believe he was known for being a pedophile, Ben Amin himself, right? So, if I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I saw that shit. I haven't done a video on it, but I believe I saw that shit, right? But one of the named plaintiffs in the case, Jackson tribe, Emmanuel Ben Yehuda, lived in Israel and leased tours of the country for Black Americans and Africans. They do something to him. Not do something to him. Do something about him. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Not nothing violent and shit. Yeah, y'all know what I'm saying. Sort of. Aimed in part at countering negative impressions of Israel. In 2020 interview with I-24, the Israeli news station, he described working with Israel's foreign ministry to bring African leaders to the country. Now, let's look at how I said they got there, right? With the fake passports and all that shit. Now, you go look at my other videos on those Israelites that are in Dimona today, right? And what is the government doing? They're deporting their asses. There's a whole sling of them that they getting the fuck out the country. They gotta leave. Like, they going through legal shit now, but the reason why they don't got no citizenship and no passport, they don't got no trace of where they came from. Why? Because they use fake passports to get over there. Because they use fake, false information to even get their ass in the region. Just like Liberia. They use fake passports and all that shit to go over there. You get what I'm saying? Now, see how easy this shit is? The visit, and that's why they need Killer B, the goddamn whisperer in the general. Because all I gotta wait till you burn them up. The visits, hit the like button. Please hit the goddamn like button. The visits paved the way for the recent years and better relations across Africa in particular, because we are bringing African leaders here. Another member of that group is the Mighty Hebrew, which I put up a video. I believe I put that video up in my community post. If not, I'll throw it up again after this, where he's been charged with, as a young adult, not when he was an Israelite and shit, for doing all types of like pedophilic and this weird shit. But after he got out of jail, this Israelite women that he was with are claiming how violent he was and how crazy he was. Then he went on and did some sexual shit with one of them. All right, right? We are in a unique position to think to improve Israel's standings in the global community, Emmanuel said. Bullshit. Right? Oh, yeah. Let me finish reading. The visits paved the way for the recent years and better relations across Africa in particular, because we were bringing African leaders here for decades, giving them a reason to support Israel, he said. He also described bringing over Black American celebrities, including the late Whitney Houston. Y'all remember that shit. Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder, he blind. He can't see what the fuck going on. Stand With Us. Who the hell Stand With Us, the pro-Israel group promoted the interview on his Facebook page. See this shit, y'all? So, I have a problem with people that hold these groups that hold these positions that's supposed to be for the people of the United States, and they're promoting hate groups. I got a major problem with that. Anybody that drives an ambulance, work for the ambulance, that doctors, lawyers, nurses, police officers, ambulance drivers, even goddamn train conductors, bus drivers and shit. They should be screened and monitored, just like someone that has a job that got military clearance to work in a job or something like that, right? Where you can't you can't show this shit. Like, you can't, you know what I'm saying, be promoting stuff like this and working for these type of jobs, because what it does, it will infringe your decision making. The way you think and what you believe can impact on your decision making on your job. Let's say, for example, right, uh, a fireman, right, and it's a burning house, and you got, they know there's some homosexuals that live on the first floor, there's some people that ain't, that live on the second. The motherfucker that's a Hebrew Israelite, or I'll say it, a Christian might run past the motherfucking gay motherfuckers on the first floor and run to the second floor and save them first. Because God don't like those type of people. They deserve to burn, which they believe. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons and stuff why these people should not hold these type of jobs. So that's all I got to say. Hit the like button. I like to thank all my supporters: Brainstorm Homeschool Academy, Sister P, Josh, Neggy Springfield, Siberius the Sleeping Serpent, Yasu, Victor Always, RKGT, Alana Rubinite. We got Scary YT Streets, Bill Hill, Sahara Jr., get San Miguel TV, and Myron Edwards, right? So with that, y'all, I'm up out of here, y'all. We're trying to general. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.